Hello and welcome everyone. I'm Lady Calmir and welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing a presentation on Veles, also called Volos. He is a Slavic deity. Just a reminder, February 4th, 5th, and 6th, I'm not doing any presentations. I'm going to Tampa to go see the legendary Pantera with Lamb of God. So those are the days I'm pretty much going to be not here. So anyways, Veles. There's so much to talk about him, and he's becoming popular again among the Slavic folks and neo-pagans. So he's transcending just the Slavics. Now, let me remind you that Veles and Perun were one of the most honored deities among the ancient Slavs. Now, some of the Slavs, and remember the Slavs expanded through a vast area, so it was like a handbag of like if the culture of the hand, it was like a handbag. So it was a big old like hand grab of people. So some of them saw Perun as the almighty chief of the deities, some did not. So, but either way, many deities were worshipped, but among the most popular were Perun and Veles. So usually they're, now I would be disingenuous saying this, but usually one of the aristocracy, Perun was favored, and among the peasants, Veles was favored. Now that's not always the case, okay? But generally. But again, they were both honored. Veles is not a friend of Perun. They are brothers, and in one story is that Veles is actually a reflection of Perun when the world was all but water, and in the boat was Perun, and when he looked over the boat and he saw his self in the reflection, it was actually Veles, where Perun had lighter hair and lighter skin. We see that Perun was a hairy sort of guy and dark hair. So we see that his coloring, of course, is dark hair, and he was more hairy. Here we have a statue of Veles, and this is like a combination of Christian, if you look at it, but you can definitely see the Christianity in here, where his horns are gone, and we have looking like a bishop clergy, but we see a lot of some pagan influences. Now, well, it's interesting because Veles is he's a paradoxical kind of guy. Yeah, he one of the things that he is a trickster deity. Okay, so this is definitely see what Veles would do. When Christianity took over, they turned Veles into the devil. And to this day, sometimes you say among the Christians, Veles, oh, you mean the devil, Satan, the fallen angel. And the battle between Perun and Veles became that of the battle between God and the devil. What's going on here? Is that my camera? I've seen a lot of energy coming off this statue. Right, once when I said that, it's like, I don't know, it feels like there's just almost like buzzing energy here. And I could really feel it. Hail Veles. So Veles, he became seen as evil. Dark, malicious, up to no good, leading souls to damnation. But the ancient Slavs did not see him that way. Yeah, he's a dark god. dark god, and when you look at also Volos, the werewolf god. However, he's more complex than that. He has so many faces. It's not even funny. Now, he's not the four-faced deity. Do not confuse him with the four-faced deity. Veles is a god of let's go. He is a god of travelers. Why I said let's go. He is a traveling god. He travels through all the worlds, and he is among heaven, earth, and the underworld. And one of the names of the underworld is Nav, in which in some stories he is like the Lord of Nav. Some say he just brings the souls of Nav, and he dwells in Nav. So he's the one that brings the souls safely to Nav. And here's another thing that people forget. Not only does he conduct the souls to the underworld, he also conducts the souls from the underworld to a new body. Reincarnation. The Lord of Reincarnation. Now, Nav was not a dreary place. It wasn't a hellish place. Nav was seen as a beautiful eternal spring. Very lush, fresh, clean water, beautiful greenery, a lot of foliage, trees. So Nav was not a bad place to go. Now, it was also said if you cremation was to send the soul immediately to heaven. And it was also said, later on, I don't know if this is from an ancient tradition, but it wasn't good to die on a Monday because the Lord of Monday took a day off, meaning Veles, and that the soul will have to find its own way to Nav. Seriously? So anyways. So Veles' day is Monday. He deals a lot with the moon. Veles also deals with the dead. The spirits of the dead. He's also a god of crossroads. He's a liminal god of liminal places. What you doing, Joker? I hear those bangings. Oh, is that Joker? Oh, here he comes. Joker, yep. So, where's your bell? Okay, so, anyways, he's a god of crossroads. Another thing, hey, witches. He's a god of witchcraft, magic, and shamanism, and all things occult. He's also a god that deals with divination, fortune telling. So also necromancy. I'm being silly. Necromancy. So he deals with magic. So anything to deal with that, he's your god. He's your go-to guy. He's a god of agriculture. And the people who farm the earth, the people who work with the earth, again, like I said, the peasants and the farmers and those who work at the earth. I'm not calling farmers peasants. I'm just saying those, back in the day, those who worked the earth and tended the earth and worked with farm animals and, milked the cows. He was their god. He's the patron god of that. He's a god of animals. He's a god of he the wild animals, and then of course the domesticated animals. He's a lord of the forest and of the wilderness. He's the desolate places of the wilderness, and so he deals with that. So modern day we could think of, also parks like, hey, New York, parts of Central Park. We can see Veles there. Casino. What was that place? Was it Casino Park? Oh, Creedmoor Hospital is near. It used to be a park I used to love going to, and I just can't remember the name. But when we talk about like the trails through the forests and stuff, whether it's wild or untouched, or we could see Veles there. Veles is a god of mathematicians. He he deals with mathematics. If you're having problems with mathematics, maybe your teacher of mathematics, hey, he's your god. So if you're studying mathematics and you just can't get your head wrapped around useless college algebra, I call it useless. He's your god. I see medical math useful. I see multiplication and fractions useful. Yeah, I just could not get my head around college algebra. I was always a B student in that. A in medical math, A in chemistry, B in college algebra with hard studying. So, yeah. But anyways, enough about me. He's a god of mathematics. He's a god of wisdom. He's a god. He's a very wise god. He's a god of knowledge and wisdom. He he knows things. He is an intellectual. He's like the god. He's like he's a philosopher. This guy is very very wise. Now, he's also a god of musicians. In fact, musical instruments are sacred to him, like flutes are sacred to him. So those can also musical instruments can be an offering to him. So if you're a musician, hey, I like metal music and hardcore, and I do like Johnny Cash. But if you're a musician, you're a drummer, maybe you play guitar, or play the harmonica or flute, violin. Well, he's definitely a patron god for you because he is a god of musicians. He also deals with psychic powers, not just divination, people. He deals with psychic powers. So he is a god of psychic powers. He is also a master shapeshifter. A master shapeshifter. He his okay, his animals that he mainly turns into. Okay, originally he's more in Russian, he's like associated with werewolves, but he is associated with the wolf regardless throughout the Slavic areas. The wolf. Hail wolf. But his main animal that's always associated with him, the main animal, the bear, and the reason why is because in that area, the bear was the king of the animals, not the lion. They didn't have the lion there. The bear. So, you know, don't fuck with the bear. Yeah, you just don't fuck with the bear. you know, uh, bears were even in this day is dangerous. Bear will kick your ass, but the bear and snake. But he also deals with he later on during Christianization during the Christian times he also later on takes the animal as the bull. So later on the bull is added to him. But he's always been a god of the cows. But his main association was again the bear, the wolf, and the snake, and sometimes even a horned snake. And there's also an image where he can take as a fire breathing dragon. His elements that he deals with: air, fire, water, and earth. Air, fire, water, and earth. Come on. No. Okay, you want to jump on the altar, Joker? By the way, we got Charlie Barley over here. Do 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 do. Stop. So, ow. I got Joker sitting on me. He's also a god of wealth and money, prestige. He's a man. Even though he deals with also the peasants. Okay, cattle were considered a form of money. Now, another animal that he also was associated with, and they're extinct, is the aurochs. He also associates with moose, with moose. But you see, he's with all the animals. Now, interesting enough, remember I told you he an interesting where I said he's the devil, but also several saints have been associated with him. We got Saint Nicholas, Saint Blaise, Saint uh, Vlasi, and of course we got Saint Veles, which I believe is also a more of a Croatian pronunciation of Blaise, but again we have Veles right here. That's his name stamped right there. Can you see it? I don't know what's going on with my focusing. Veles, right there. So he is a. So we see that, devil and saint. Oh God, that is definitely him. His tree, his main tree, is pine. Also, it's called a false juniper. The false juniper. Plants that are associated with him. Plants that are associated with him. Basil. Lilac. Lungwort. There's another flower called the Veronica. Oh, I know there's a few. Periwinkle. Let's go from. I'm going from memory here. Periwinkle. God, there's a few more. Periwinkle. Oh, could you stop? Boo boo. I got Joker here. Trying to think of that other flower. It's Speedwell. Speedwell. There is also, as you can tell, I don't have a notes or a script. But if I get off this and I start talking about his offerings and his story, and then I'm going to go back and say, oh, write this down. Oh, there was I can't think of that flower. Flower. Crap. I feel stupid. Mullen! That's what I was thinking about. Mullen. and what's the other one? Shepherd's purse. Sorry for the brain freeze, guys, but this is coming from my head, my memory. Now, some of the stones that some people have associated with this god, and this is more of the modern. And I did a presentation on this black stone, shungite. Shungite. Of course, it's from Mother Russia. Yeah, I'm not Russian, no. Shungite. A very red garnet. Moonstone. Any color of moonstone. Morganite. And I would like to throw in shaman stone. Black calcite would be an awesome one. The hell? I gotta get something to drink, sorry. Serpentine. Trying to think of this other stone. I said moonstone. Red spinel. That's the one that was stuck in my head. But shaman, when I'm talking about that, I'm talking about black calcite. I, it's a good stone. It would really work with him. So this god is some of his associations with him. Of course, a walking staff, a staff, and he's got one right there. Horns and animal skins. Musical instruments like the shaman's drum. But musical instruments like flutes. Another animal that is also associated with him is also, sorry, go back to your notes if you're writing this, the elk. Elk is also associated, but all animals are associated with him. Even you, if you have a problem issue with your dog or your cat, you could definitely call upon Mr. Veles. He'll help. Mr. Veles will help. I don't know why I'm calling him Mr. Veles, but Mr. V will help. All due respect. Also, another saint that kind of took on his qualities is Saint, again, right, to go back in your notes, I know, is Saint Igori, or Saint George. And so what are his offerings? Some of the things he likes: chocolate. He likes chocolate. He likes honey. So there is a type of bread that was also made with bread and peas. But bread is a good offering to him. Butter. Sweet bread, which is kalash. Grains. Oats. Cereal. Some of these are pretzels, and that's even a traditional one. But now we can think of soft pretzels, hard pretzels. Hey, yogurt cup dip pretzels and chocolate dip pretzels. Currency, paper or coin. Beer. Wine. Booze. He likes, give him a nice vodka. We give him he likes booze. He likes some hooch. Bourbon. He'll take a cognac. And again, some of these are modern. He likes porridge, barley, oatmeal. The type of bread I was talking about that was made with peas is called komi, Komy, and it's like a flatbread made with peas. So also milk, because sometimes he's holding a thing of milk. He also likes musical instruments. And he is a god of poets, by the way. I don't know if I said this, but as an offering, you can write a poem to him. But he is a god of poems, poetry, and poets. He is a god of poets. Didn't you know it? Oh, I'm so stupid. Anyways, poets. Okay, I'm not stupid. I'm far from stupid. Lard. He likes chicken. He likes. Some people give him beer. He likes, of course, always fresh water. I'm trying to think of this other. Would you stop? He likes pastries, fruits. Because again, he deals with farming, and you can offer him modern days some things that you got out of your. Maybe you grow fresh tomatoes. So again, he likes that basil. He does like fresh basil. I give him kissy, joker, kissy. So you can make him a nice goulash. You can make him a nice stew. You can make him some soup. He'll like that. Honey candy. Why not? Honeycombs. He loves honey. Now, Veles is a god of merchants. He's a patron of merchants and trade. Go back to your book notes. I know I drive people crazy. Can you stop? You take your crinkly toy and go somewhere with it. Here. Here's a piece of paper. Here you go. Ooh. Here you go. Come on. That's what he's playing with, my receipts that I gotta do. So his patron of merchants and trade. He's the patron of. So if you own the store, maybe you're a manager, or you're a secret shopper. Yep, he's the patron of all that. Veles is known as generous as well as cruel. Gives and he takes. He's wise and he's tricky. He could be reckless. He's very talented. He is a god who is a warrior as well. Boy, does he know how to fight. He is a warrior, and he is a god of. He deals with peace as well as war. He is a god who travels, and he is a shepherd. So he's got like so many forms. He's also a god of oaths. So when you swear an oath, people would swear it to Veles. Swear it on Veles. So he is a god of promises and oaths and swearing, to swear in. So in the name of Veles, you can say, I'm going to uphold the Constitution. He is the god of art. Literally art. He becomes the god of art, of the arts. Why not? Arts and crafts. So he is a god of tricks. Tricks and treats. Trick or treat. So one of the things, the days that we can also associate with him is also our modern, or well, not modern, but Samhain, All Souls Day. It can also now be associated. We can worship him on that time. We can, we can call him on any time, but yeah. So this god, he could be very simple, but he's also rustic. Now, as far as Perun, let's get on with this. So he is an ancient enemy of Perun. Those two should not be. I would not worship them on the same altar at the same time. Every year there's a battle, between a major battle, and at the end of this major battle, Perun wins. Perun is, his name means thunder. He is the thunder god, and he fights viciously against Veles. They go at it. I mean, those two will go at it like. But either Perun, sometimes it depending on where you're at, he either retreats back to the underworld or he dies. Veles dies. Perun kills him. But Veles does not stay dead. He's a regenerator. He regenerates. So we could see him as a god of regeneration. He regenerates. And he becomes Veles again. And then the fight again and again, a yearly fight. And it shows about nature's way of conflicting forces. Veles is not evil. Let me tell you this. Veles is not the evil, dark, cruel god that the Christians would have you believe. And when Vladimir first came, he took the image of Veles and threw it into the river. And the Western Slavs were the last of the Slavic world. What was it, 900? Wow, well into the Christian era. They didn't become Christianized. But they still held on to their traditions, and how people sometimes still held on to their gods and just hid it. So we see Veles as a bear dealing with the wilderness, the wilds, the forests. We see Veles as the snake who in this form, even a horned snake, will deal with the spirit world, the underworld, Nav. We see that him as a bull, he becomes the god of the bovines. Male, female cattle, not cows. There are no male cows. No such thing as male cows. Cows are female. Cows are female cows that have given birth. Otherwise, if they're not cows, they're heifers. And I just hate it when they say male, a daddy cow and mommy cow. There is no such thing as a daddy cow, nor a baby cow, because that's a calf. But anyways, he is the god of the cattle. This is where he deals with prosperity, wealth. So, prosperity. Veles is a god of power and position. So he can help you with power and position. He is also celebrated February 1st around the 14th. And also, there's also celebrations to him. I'm trying to think. January 1st to the 6th, which is the Festival of Wolves. Oh, So now there's some people that have associated dragons with Veles. Hell, drag, so dragon people. How long have I been talking about? Oh my god, 35 minutes? I only feel like 10. Right, baby boy? Joker's here. So, Veles, it could see, like, could be very animal like and human like. Here we don't see his horns. Uh, the village of he is what am I gonna say this? He is a god to help you with your magical power, with your magical learning, with your magical teachings. So he can help you teach and learn the occult powers and learn how to work with, you can work with a pendulum with him, with tarot, with oracle. He can really help you with mediumship and channel things. He's a god that can really help you with that. He's also called the Lord of Winter, the Winter God, the Winter King. So, Father of Winter. His wife, well, Devana was, come on, man. He's doing this. He's crumbling up my receipts. His wife is, you want to do anything else to disturb this presentation? For all the crunchy sounds? Wag your tail madly at me. So, his wife is Devana, and Devana was forced to marry him. Devana is like this beautiful maiden she's like the mother of like the forest, and Devana sort of looks like, some people try to say she's Diana. I do not see those two as the same. And Devana went against Perun. Perun wins and punishes her and says, You're gonna marry my ancient enemy, Veles." She wasn't happy married with him, but Veles really liked her. So he changed himself into a basil plant, and that calmed her down. So we can also say that basil, of course, is associated with Devana. Now, reasons why Perun and Veles hate each other. Well, the forces of nature. One of the stories is that Veles goes up into the heavenly realms and steals his wife Mokosh, which causes Perun to go into a fury and fight Veles. Now the story says he goes up to the heavenly realm and he steals the cattle. And in some stories it says that the reason why there's droughts is because here comes Veles stealing the cattle. He steals the cattle, the bovines of Perun, and Perun flies into a fury and rains hell down upon Veles. Another story is that he steals his baby boy, Jarillo, and raises Jarillo in the underworld. And Jarillo grows up with Veles, and Perun finds this out and finds out where his son is, and says, Veles, you SOB, you stole my son. We're gonna fight. So there's a whole big fight. Now, hang on. There are some stories that Jarillo is actually the son of Veles. Is actually the son of Veles. Through the goddess Diva, I don't know too much about her so far. Diva Doloro. Dolora, sorry. Diva Dolora. And he, through her, he has a son. So, also Devana is also the goddess of the hunt, by the way. She is the goddess of the wilderness and wild, carefree. So she didn't want to be tied down in marriage, but it just happened. So Jirilo is sorry, drew Diva Dodola. I said Dolola. I'm sorry, but Dola, Do Dodola. If I spell it out, Diva, like diva, and the next word Dodola. Yeah, Dodola. I should really write this shit down, but I want to do it from memory. You know, either you know it or you know it. And like I said, he is the god of Nav and Av, or at least he deals with Nav, in depending on it. So some say that I'm not gonna say some say forget that. Strike that from the record. So ooh, I'm thirsty. Sorry. So Mokosh was also a Slavic mother goddess, and I'll maybe one day I get into her. But Veles, I got introduced to him through the name of Volos, drew a book called The Dark Archetype. I can't remember the author's name, and this was in the middle of 2005, and I really liked him, and but I only had wolves to associate with him because I met him in his more of his wolf aspect. So, he's not a new deity to me. You can also pronounce his V with a W, Velos. So Velos, Volos. So people try to say he's like none other than Hermes and Loki. I don't like that shit. So there are differences between him and Loki. There are different stories that their stories are not the same. They have some of the similar things, and they try to say Perun is none other than Thor, and that's just how can I? What is it called? That's more like culture packaging, and say, oh, your God is really my God, and it, no. Now, Barun is said to strike lightning at Veles, and where lightning has struck is says that's where Veles was, and Perun is fighting him, and Perun will hide behind a mountain, a rock, a tree. He'll hide behind something, and maybe modern days buildings. And Perun strikes it, and he's meaning, one of the things he's striking is Veles. So Veles also, interesting enough, can help you with dreaming. with magical dreaming and for, to have a prophetic dreams. So Veles is a he likes pranks. So you can in modern days we can give him some things like things dealing with tricks, jokes. He likes a good joke. He likes a good comedian. So, yeah. So, some people try to say that the god Chernobog is actually Veles. I no. Those two are different. Chernobog is the black god, and of course, then you have Belobog, who is the white god. But no, Chernobog is not Veles. I am not. I'm not just using my slant here. No, he is. Those two gods are different. Colors that have been associated with him. I mean, people have associated red, black, as well as green. So those are some of the associations, and I like those colors from him for him. Incense to Veles, different simple incenses, no mixtures. Pine resin, fir, any of those type of coniferous stuff like pine, fir, musky, very musky incense. Even patchouli can be used for with him. Myrrh, it's not traditional, but it's got his scent, like some of the myrrh, uh, woodsy incense. You can use cypress for him. I mean, loosely, but I would stick with the pines. I'd stick with amber. Amber can be used. It's a good one for him. Myrrh, patchouli, maybe some amber, but as an incense, as a smell, as an oil. So Veles can guide a soul. So if a soul is lost or stuck, and you want to help a soul cross over, and Patrick, I'm very very sorry for your loss, but if you want, you can use Veles to help him cross over. And I'm sorry to your friend and his family. My condolences. So Veles can be used in honor as a memorial to someone or as a funeral, and can help one cross over. Or maybe a soul is lost. Maybe a soul is the soul is tormented. Maybe the soul doesn't know they're dead. Maybe the soul is being trapped by something. Veles can help. Veles can release that spirit, can release the spirit from the land, from the home. Veles deals with all that, and Veles can cause haunting. He if he wants to, he you know, he can bring a shitload of problems to your enemy. So Veles, he loves the night. I'm not saying he doesn't come out in the day, but he also loves the night. He's like, I'm nocturnal. He's nocturnal, but he can also be diurnal. Don't get me wrong. Uh, Veles is also a god dealing that can help you with meditation, trancing out, path working. He can help you with that. He can help you with visualization if you're having problems. You can ask Veles, say, I'm having problems with my visualization. I need your help. He can help you. Or he could just do nothing, but he can help you. I shouldn't have said do nothing. He can help you. Sorry. I shouldn't have said that. Strike that from the record, Your Honor. So, another lover is Yaginya. I'm trying to think. Yaginya. I hope I'm saying it right. Yaginya is also said to be. Veles is very moved by her. So go back into your notes. I'm horrible. So I'm sorry. Veles is also said to support a beard, of course, like you see the beard and long hair, but take the hat off and put horns on him. And he also deals with treasures, especially underground treasures. So buried treasure, matey. No, he is a god of buried treasures. So we can think of the treasures underneath the earth, like gold, silver. So any like treasures, money in the earth. He's a chthonic deity. Of course, we could find him in caves. And yeah, tunnels, now modern day tunnels. Lincoln Tunnel, Holland Tunnel. Yeah, tunnels. So that's cool with him too. Another thing that he loves, I forgot to mention in his boing, 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 flowers of all things. Definitely. So if you just want to go to the florist to get him some pretty flowers, you can. He'll accept them. Roses, orchids. He loves flowers. Just your flowers. Even get what? When you buy flowers, get different types of flowers and put them there. Yeah, Veles is definitely for the goth people too. I mean, he's definitely got that goth vibe going on. So some people were saying that Veles is actually Moros. The frost is an aspect of Veles, and Maybe, could be. I'm. Some people are on board with that. Some people are not on board with that. I cannot tell you either way. But he does deal with the winter, which is, so yeah. So there's also another day, which is called Vyakti. I hope I'm saying it right. And that's 12 wonderful, mystical, magical days after Christmas, or the end of the winter solstice. You know, he deals with that. He deals with those days. He also deals February 3rd to 11th, as well as February, ending around the 11th. Did I say 14th? He's also Veles is honored during I don't remember the name for it, but I will say it's a spring equinox. He also deals with that day. So he also the Wolves' Wedding Day, which is February 3 to 11th, is also days to him. He's got a lot of days. He does like good celebrations. Veles is very partial to parties, celebrations. He's very partial to that. So I do want to say that. He does like a good party. What else, Scott Bell? I've been talking to him for like almost an hour because he deserves it. So remember, he is a protector of animals, wild and especially as domesticated. Remember, he is the bitter enemy, the rival of Peru. I don't like each other. So you can use him to use protection for animals, healing of animals. Uh, yeah, he loves animals. As you can see, we got a snake. Let's put her on the flash. Uh, I don't know if you can see the energy around him. Can you see the buzzing just around him? Just on him, I can see it even more now. The snake. We have a bear. We have, rabbits. We have sheep. We have. Is that wolf? We got an owl. We got a squirrel. Wolf. A dog. And we see him sitting on a tree stump. And the flowers around him. I saw this and I said I have to have this. I don't care. I have to have this. And there's a lot of you see a lot of paganism with that. You're not going to see a Christian say what a frickin' snake. But yeah, we see he's also a god. One thing I forgot to say that he also deals with fertility. Fertility of the land, fertility. He's one of the gods that deal with fertility. One of the gods who deals with fertility of the land and of animals and the people. He will deal with that. He also deals with the Lord of Waters, and that deals with think of oceans and stuff. So he will deal with that, and he deals with water. I will just say, I'm not gonna say he's the god of the ocean, but he will deal with that. So remember, he's a conductor of spirits. If you want to call upon a spirit and you're having problems, you can use Veles, not just a spirit of the dead, but he deals with calling of different spirits, and he can protect you from said spirit. So there was also stories that black chickens was sacrificed to him, and cattle were sacrificed to him. So he is the god of the land. He is the god of earth, in not capital, but capital letter E, but smaller case e, as in earth, the dirt. I've been talking about him for so long. He's a god of the soil. Not just dirt, but also he deals with soil. And that's what you need to grow things. You don't just grow things in dirt. Soil is also can represent him. Your planting soil. That's what he deals with too. Remember, Veles is mischievous. He loves to call mischief and fuckery. But again, he was other than Peru, the most respected, loved, and worshipped God. Very, very powerful, very popular. So, what else can I talk about him? I think I've been talking a lot about him. So, anyways, I do hope you did like this presentation, and I do find the Slavic deities very fascinating. I find deities all across the world fascinating, I'll be honest. So anyways, thank you for watching this presentation. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe so I know I'm doing a good job and I can keep pumping these videos out to you for free. And I do not have a Patreon account, so that's my currency. Like and subscribe. It's my currency. It's a way to pay me of saying thank you. Also, what you can do, the money that you were going to give to me, give now to animal welfare programs. Maybe your local PetSmart, Petco, when they ask you, would you like to donate? Say, how much would I have given Lady Calamere? I know, I'm going to give it to Petco. And if you don't have the money, that's fine. No one's asking you to give away money, It's just a thought, but I'm sure Veles would like it. Or think about giving a bag of groceries, things that are associated with Veles, to people. Maybe make a nice little donation bag of bread and butter. You can give it to your local pantry. Yes, they do give fresh stuff. So think of milk, bread, butter, things like that. And also, I think since milk and butter, I think maybe I never given it to Veles cheese, but Who knows? But you can think about giving that to people. Also, crackers. Veles does like cookies and crackers. Put that on your list. He does like a good cookie and cracker. You know, crackers go good with soup and stew. And so does actually bread. Nice crusty bread with a soup. I mean, stew and nice crackers with your soup. But yeah. So, or think about fostering an animal, a dog or a cat. This way you don't have to commit, and you can help animals this way. So, anyways, thank you so much for watching this presentation. Remember, February 4th, 5th, and 6th, I will not be attempting to do any presentations. I'm going to see Pantera. So, anyways, thank you so much for watching. White Charlie Barley. Do, 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 do. And you hear Joker, his bell. So, thank you so much. I got this statue on Amazon. But thank you so much for watching. And as always, blessed be.